Welcome back, everybody. It's Sunday morning. We got Boots down here. He's playing. Went upstairs, got my rear wall. We're going to work on getting that in today. Once that's in, just depending on what the weather's like, we might get something else out and rip around a little bit. But we don't know yet. We'll see. But he's wanting to be paid attention to this morning. So we're going to work on getting this rear wall in here. See if we can get our shifter cable addressed. And then go from there. So I'm going to get busy. Do what I'm doing. I'll probably bring y'all along for a ride today. That's because some of this stuff's boring. And I just want y'all to see that it's just not all fun and games sometimes. What you doing, buddy? So I'm going to get busy. And I'll be right back. Alright, I've been working along here, and I've got a wall W'd up in here, using some chrome interior screws just to attach this. And as always, I always scratch something. End up, there's a little seam sealer here. Luckily I mixed up a little touch-up paint for a couple of little other spots this morning, so I'm going to build that up right there so it won't be super noticeable. As you can see, it's still kind of super shiny, so see my reflection of my hand in it. But I'm going to have to go in here. I'm going to have to add a couple more screws here and there. And then our wall will be in, and we can work on running our shifter cable through there and getting it attached on the other side. Like I said before, this stuff's not perfect. It wasn't meant to be. This is just going to be a cheap, fun project. I just wanted to look a little nicer than they usually do. So I'm going to get back busy. I'll be back here in a few minutes. And we'll go from there. Another helpful tip. Whenever you're drilling through a painted surface like this, put your piece of masking tape down. That'll keep your paint from peeling up around your screw hole. And yes, I know there's a bad spot right there. Like I told you before, I was originally intended to cover this all the way up to the edge here with the rear wall. And that changed when there was this spot that got missed. That stuff happens. It's okay. So my goal with this is just to have kind of a panel that's removable if it needs to be, to access things like spark plugs and such. So far, you got 6 screws, 7, 8. There'll be 10 screws total. There'll be Phillips head. This wall come right out. Obviously, you'll have to disconnect your shifter cable, or possibly slide it back on the cable itself, and that'll give you enough room to access spark plugs and plug wires in the front of the engine. So I'm gonna get to drilling this hole. I'm gonna drill the same thing on the other side over there, and then I'll be back. Alright, I was going to drop a little video in between the last time and this time. Just showing you how it don't tear the paint up when you pull the masking tape off. Well, during the process of drilling it, my phone here on the mount fell off. Kind of spun, and we lost all that footage. I don't have any more holes to drill, so I can't show you on that. So, basically at this point, I'm going to get our shifter cable hooked up. It goes through that hole right there. I'm going to have to mark my adjustments. Because I didn't drill a hole big enough. Imagine that. It almost is. I might be able to work it through there. I'm going to play with it for a minute and just see. And if not, we'll go from there. Alright, we got our shifter hooked up. Just to kind of give you all an idea here. Yeah, shifter action. It's quite the little bird hookup down there in that hole down there. But it's hooked up. The hole, I literally just took my step bit and cleaned the paint out of the hole, and everything went right through. I thought I'd checked it beforehand. I guess I did. It was this paint buildup. So now I'm going to take some of my touch-up paint and I'm going to go around the hole there and just touch it up. I decided to leave the shifter cable red for now. So, but we get a rear wall in. We're a lot closer to becoming a car. We get our ECU back. We'll be able to. Who knows? I might drag this thing out of the garage and drive it like it is. We'll see what happens, but we'll see what else I can put on while I'm kind of tinkering around here in the garage. I'm just waiting on the sun to warm it up a little bit outside. So we'll see what happens. Alright, we got a big old giant hole in the garage here now. Well, I'm going to start mocking up the doors and the fenders and the hood. The hood is going to have to be drilled for hood pins. I'm going to mock all the body panels up on this car and check and make sure there's nothing as far as the fit. Because these doors are off the LS6 Metro. I want to make sure everything fits right. So I'm going to put both doors on. I'm going to put the hatch on it, the fenders and the hood. And then we'll go from there. We'll have a better idea kind of what this thing will look like as a whole car.
A few moments later.
Well, I got her hood and fenders, front bumper and all mocked up. And doors. Body lines look fairly okay. I am going to need a few pieces that I don't have, like a front bumper brace. That holds the front bumper top up. The other car had a tubular brace I'd made along with the front frame half, which will not work with the stock front end. So I need a 89 through 94 Geo Metro front bumper brace. If you got one close to Southeast Tennessee, let me know below. I'll come get it. Even if you got a good passenger fender that's straight and don't have no dents, don't have a hole cut in it, let me know. Also down there. But other than that, I've got just about everything to put this car back together. Obviously, it's going to need some body work on the doors. And the fenders and the hood needs a little bit here and there. Driver's fender and the doors pretty straight. But where the LS6 Metro went through tornado, we got some pretty bad places here and there. So I've got a super nice set of doors that originally come off this car, but they're not gutted like these. So they're about 40 pounds heavier per side. Kind of debated using those instead of these, but since we're doing the race car vibe here with, a race seat and part of a dash and a few gauges, I'm going to stick with the gutted doors. So basically, you got a whole car. Obviously, it still needs a lot more low in the front, but it's getting there. And I'm going to go upstairs and get the hatch and bolt it on. Just kind of get a feel for how it's going to fit onto this shell. As always, remember when you're building a budget project car, you try to use what you got, but sometimes, replacing stuff's cheaper than fixing what you have. So, I may patch that fender, I may not. Depends if somebody can hook me up with that stuff for cheap that I need. If not, we're going to make a front bumper brace and we'll patch a hole in the fender and go from there. So, I'm going to go get the hatch, and I'll be back here in just a few. And it was kind of at this point I realized I didn't take no video after I put the hatch on it. So basically at this point I'd put the hatch on the car. Went in a little later. I went ahead and drilled for the hood pins and got all that stuff finished up. And that was mostly because I recorded this video right here. So make sure you check it out too. This is just not all Geo stuff. So but check out my other videos and As always, I'll see you tomorrow.